and then do it that way so that we can get people more invested.
And that's what I was
Totally.
not so much about.
That's a great idea.
Because just even right now with this amount of people, there's a lot of stuff that's being shared, and that would never be able to work.
It's a good idea. Because I even think too, like we could say, okay, we're gonna take, and then I have some time during the week where we just actually work on that. So yeah, we could totally.
So when it came time to sessions at the Lib Camp, have people walk up and say what they're interested in. I mean, did we feel like we covered each level?
I feel like we did.
Well, because I paid attention to that.
The one thing that I saw was like sometimes when like we created one of those sessions and the people like went to it, there was a reticence for people to like get moving with the topic. I mean, everybody just sort of looked around at each other like, who's gonna lead this?
Yeah. Well, and I think the thing is that not understanding, like, this is an ed camp, and kind of reminding.
I think they're surprised by it, those that had never been to it under conference. But
And I think that may have been what I was seeing, but it was like,
I think they got it though, because like, what did they say? Oh wait.
I don't know, but everything that I'm looking at on what changes, everybody's like, keep it exactly the way we did it.
Well, and I
I
also wonder about where's the. I'd like to see the feedback. Where's the feedback? In our culture. Well, I just clicked that and I got to the.
I had to request permission, and then I had to go ahead and
Okay. Resources available.
and then I saw the responses.
I think the building or just relationships or the connections that happened. I know, like we connected. It's like, can you share this? And because we talked about ELATs, and I think those opportunities, we have enough of those. And when you're just kind of in your district, I mean, yes, you have your people and they're great too, but there's just something about when you start to network out and you get ideas, perspectives. That's what's
You don't know what you don't know. And I
Absolutely.
learned from Leander.
Yeah.
Well, and if we select a date, I guess sooner rather than later, then we can reach out to these people and be like, hey, we're planning next year's, this is the date. So like, say the date, promote it to other people, and would you be interested in being a part of the planning committee?
But when we misunderstood your comment a second ago, it got me thinking about, like, if anybody is interested in starting a PLN for their level, we invite them to come and observe, and then they could become like the point person for another committee.
Another level.
Or that was for CTX Live even too, for the camps. Okay, someone right there.
Yeah, I only think in all of these, on what would you like to see different next year? I think the only thing that I saw was there was only one comment that said maybe separate elementary and high school. But everybody else said I'd do it the exact same.
Well,
One of them said no fire.
It kind of lent itself to it. Yeah, I think it kind of lent itself to it based on the topics that we were covering.
Yeah, because I wasn't mixed in with very many high school or elementary, and my elementary people, they walk with other things, and I wasn't ever with them.
It's participate. No,
It's
I don't know. I'm not.
hashtag CTX LIB camp reflection.
Well, I can't get in it.
Equal sign hashtag.
Yeah, equal sign hashtag.
Gabby, can you repeat the restroom instructions?
Okay,
I'll follow you because I need to go to the bathroom.
I'll just go with you. I kind of caught the tail of it.
I know, I was like, there's a key.
How's your?
We're,
I did.
we have a new coordinator this year. We've had the same one for 15 years. And so the new
Can
one
you see it?
was.
Oh, you can. At least.
She's fantastic.
Well, can you put the link to the?
She's fantastic, but she's.
Is that the feedback, the spreadsheet? I see hashtag CTX Live Camp Reflections. Is that what this is?
She's filled some really big shoes.
I just have
6 lines.
that feedback right there, and then that Google, it just takes you to the Google form.
I'm sorry, let me see if I can.
No, don't apologize.
Figure it out why some people aren't able to access.
And do I have a folder?
I thought I added.
Here's a folder.
No.
Yeah, it's called hashtag CTX Live Camp. I'll look again. Let me
Yeah,
go
I
through
don't
here.
have
I'm just resharing it with y'all. I just reshared it if you refresh.
That's ours, they do like fixing this thing. Do research, they do their classes, as far as like. They keep wanting me to be a
Still doing that?
But I said that.
Yeah, research on the bill list.
I think it's a Google glitch because other people can see it.
Yeah,
But no, I
that's
don't.
weird.
But if you can get to it through the folder too.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So where in the folder is it?
Okay, it's in CTX.
Sherman.
It's the, scroll down.
Here.
Sign
Capstone is like a,
That, click on the form
subset
notes, it's
of
easier to read than
Yeah.
to.
It's an AP course.
oh, okay, so it's AP's answer to IB.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm at IB in it.
Yeah. This first course in capstone, and they graduate with a capstone, either certificate or diploma,
Yeah.
depending on
So that's
where.
like IB.
Yeah, yeah. And
I know they have, I hear them talk about capstone, I'm just not as involved with capstone as I am with IB stuff.
honestly, I don't know how you could do both.
Yeah, a
It's-
district, I mean, a campus doing both.
But
Well, I
think
mean,
that
I know
the
Xandra is, but like,
AP's big at Anderson too.
yeah. But I mean, as far as being involved with the
Oh.
capstone courses, like how much do you do with the IB courses? Like, I think Xandra is doing, like, she's doing a lot.
I mean, I do a lot
That's
of
what I said.
research and, you know, I travel out to the schools.
So you're not doing the EEs or anything?
I'm not. They want me, I've done the training, like they wanted me to be like the EE supervisor, but I'm not doing it yet. Not while I'm doing pro exams. I can't.
There is just like, I didn't
But
realize.
we
y'all-
have a designated, we have an IB coordinator.
Well, they do too,
Do they?
but yeah.
And so for now, it seems to be handled, but, yeah.
I don't think we're gonna go in that direction. I'm interested in that direction.
Honestly, I love capstone, and I think it's superior to IB because they have such choice and passion. Unlike the IB is very regulated.
As far as administration goes,
Well, is there like a director or?
no. We had an outgoing, formerly associate principal, then assistant principal.
So there's not a district person in curriculum that, because here's the thing, I think the entry, because of this, so it came from the executive director at the time, because it gives students college credit.
Oh, yeah.
And so, and then what's nice is that the colleges and universities have like requirements as far as certain coursework, if they don't have, that allows them to not have to take all those research kind of classes. It saves money.
Well,
And there's some
not
sort of
only
a
that,
certification or
there-
something
well,
that they
it's
get.
a diploma.
Yeah.
They get a diploma, which opens up a bunch of scholarships and
Yeah.
other things. And then we've got
Internationally
kids,
recognized.
yes. And we've got kids that are going off to school. They're getting almost automatic acceptance into honors programs
Yeah.
because they've got the capstone. And
I am interested as a
You
librarian.
need to look at,
As
there's
an educator
there's some
and
papers
as
about
a
it.
mother.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
And
not the
I don't
direction.
ever feel like I speak to IB as well as I should, because in Anderson, it's strong, and it's
yeah,
the kids that are in it they graduate as,
Yeah.
like very well-rounded learners, and, you know, they do the
well,
TOK.
okay, so the very first year we did, we had the capstone program. We just had seminar and we had some kids that were seniors.
No fire drill.
And one
Yeah.
of my seniors graduated, got into UT and got like some credit for his seminar course, even though he didn't have the whole capstone diploma type thing. But he got his first research choice when, as a freshman, which is unheard of at UT.
That's great.
And he got invited to run the gauntlet, which is what they do for the grad students for research. He got invited to do that. He did that, worked on his seminar project and expanded it. He got invited to apply to 4 international research groups.
I need to figure out, I hear them talk about capstone, I say
Wow.
that, I think we need to.
Did-
Okay,
Did
so I have to
anybody-
ask what,
Wait,
My
my
meeting
meeting
organizer, I don't know.
alarm is going off.
I just have to talk.
Can we
And
just
I
finish
have a kid at SMU this year that got, like, as soon as he got to
All right, after this,
campus,
we will.
they were sending him all of these emails about, we see you're a capstone diploma graduate. We would like to invite you to
Offers,
apply for
opportunities.
this. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right,
Okay, next, sorry.
back to live camp.
And that's
Yeah, so what do we want to do? Set a date?
Well, okay, any other, I noticed that, I think it was Gina, do you say her name Gina, or she spells it Gien?
Gina,
Is it Gina? Yeah. You know,
with an H at the end?
yes. She left feedback last, I know it was her,
That's
and it's so good.
one of ours.
Yeah, she was talking about having a brief icebreaker at the
Yeah,
beginning.
That's great. I saw that too.
She said have an app lab in addition to a
Oh.
maker lab.
I wonder if we could have also like a petting, like a device
I think
petting.
we should bring her in. She needs to be our person.
Okay, I'll ask her. I bet she did.
She's
What
like,
level is she?
Well, I think the thing that's needed, and what I like about that idea is that, we tend to kind of go with our little herd.
Yeah.
And again, I'm just speaking to, it's just an opportunity to connect with other people and expand your circle. It's not to say you're not going to connect with your people. You can go to, but like, how do we have people that are in smaller districts, like, connect with them, learn from them.
yeah, that's a good
It's
idea.
that whole, like, make, stronger together. Learn.
So if you
meet
want to
friends.
look at a date, I mean, I'm looking at 2020 here. But if we wanted to do that last weekend, when's our last day? Is our last day the 12th?
The
The
10th?
10th? Okay.
I want to pick a day y'all are still on
24th of
contract.
May. Oh, well.
I would love to pick a day we're still on contract.
What did you say?
Well, we're on contract through the 10th, so.
Okay, let's do it. I know, but I like, they that way they can get paid for the fun.
Till June 10th?
Yeah, we're on contract.
Should we
till
just
June
make it
10th.
the grand finale? June
We could
10th?
make it June 10th.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
It's a Wednesday.
Oh,
It's a Wednesday.
Wait, that's not our
When are we done?
meeting.
We're done
It's
the
not
week
in here with our
Okay.
meeting days.
We're
All right,
on,
perfect. June
Actually,
10th.
Hold on a second, I haven't even opened my calendar yet.
Oh.
What is going on June 10th?
Going once, going twice.
Like,
I'm so-
wait, I haven't even gone to the calendar.
Which is the 4 days.
What did we were on a Tuesday this year,
Yeah.
right?
Do it on a Tuesday?
Didn't we did it on
Is
a
that
Tuesday?
okay?
Was
What
it
about
a
June
Wednesday?
10th?
Give us a Wednesday or Thursday.
It was June, oh yeah, it was
It's
June
in the
10th.
middle of June.
Juneteenth is
It's a Friday.
a Friday.
But we want to pick a day y'all are still working.
Yeah, so if we do the 10th, that's the last day that we're on contract. So
Let's put that
That'd be
down as
perfect.
tentative.
Yeah.
So, CTX Lip Camp.
That's fine.
Yay.
We're meeting the week before.
It's happening. We made it. We picked it. That was like, that was crazy. We picked that so fast.
You want to do it on the 1st?
on June 1st. Oh, that's your last contract day?
No.
Are you going to travel again?
Yes, I'm gonna be van lifing it. I'm getting it for Christmas, a van. Moving in.
You can.
Yes,
True.
from my satellite.
It could be the
So,
Elizabeth Stearns Road
what if
Show.
we say road trip?
It could be Weiss High School
When
on June
is
10th.
our last day?
What is it?
When is our last day, guys?
You could tailgate the day before.
Where's the students' last day?
Our student's last day is
28.
Our students, the last day, the 29th.
Where the.
So graduation.
Graduation's
First is just graduation's gonna be that weekend.
Yeah,
It just takes kind of.
yeah, the kids last day is 29th.
So,
But
okay,
when is our meeting, Becky? Are we
Ours is
before
the third.
The third.
And the fourth.
did we want to still have,
That's correct.
have it at Weiss again or different?
I think we should move.
Yeah.
Variety.
I just don't know. I'd say let's maybe try to go to Glen High School, but I don't know. I'd have to ask permission with our, because I know I told my team about it. They're like, we want to do it one time. We'll help you. And I was like,
Well, if they're all
get
about
ready.
it,
Which
Glenn.
Glen High School.
Where's that?
well, I'm gonna put that as a
North,
possibility.
That's the newest
where's
high
summer
school.
school gonna be?
And it's always at Glen High School.
Summer school's at Glen?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm thinking of summer professional learning. I don't know. We haven't decided yet.
I mean, we were having summer school.
Yeah. That's what
But if you serve
But I mean, I could, if,
cafeteria list,
Yeah. True.
well, and Glen High School's big enough to where we could say like, we'll be in this week
All
or
right.
something. I just have to get the confirmation. So what's the date again?
June 10th.
June 10th.
We've got a time and a date and a place.
Well, and potentially if you can't work, Glen Vista, I think.
All right, back up this time.
Assuming nothing's going on, you sure are gonna get moved when he gets started.
Julie's over here going,
I mean, we like spend hours trying to figure out when we're gonna have our PLN next. Which when, speaking of, we later on, the Round Rock High School librarians would like to be involved, but they want to, us to get a tentative date in place calendar, or maybe not even place, but at least dates, so that they can get, cleared to come.
So why don't we like put that out there and into that and just see like, what does that look like for everybody? I mean, obviously, we're not gonna have 100%, we're all gonna agree, but that's so far, this is kind of
You
the
said third Friday?
placeholder.
Yeah, I think at one point, and Friday, and 12:30 to 3:30, something like that. I'm thinking about something.
And
Oh.
also, would it be easier for Round Rock to attend if they were hosting?
Yeah,
Would they
yeah,
find
makes sense
interesting
that they-
Yeah, we should go that way.
Okay. And I think-
Are you doing it monthly? I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is my first time.
But
So
some
then-
months we.
Yeah, and there's
the
some
third
months,
week in
holiday
in
months.
We
October.
can-
Maybe
And,
not
yeah.
December.
So third.
Yeah, we
Friday-
should say that too, like, we just
October
gotta,
18th is-
So like maybe October, November,
I'm
and then
definitely
hit
out on that date.
Oh, yeah.
The wedding.
January, February,
No wedding.
April,
All my best friends.
May.
yeah, be conscious.
We want to build up happening.
Are we on the third?
Bachelorette is this week.
You said
Okay.
the
Just all
third.
say, sorry.
September?
Feel like
Yes.
the third.
Yes.
So we cannot administer
Go with that.
I cannot
I was just gonna say, I think we skipped April last year because it has.
Yeah.
So we did March.
And you all know that like PLA's in March this year, right?
Yeah, right after.
I missed
Okay.
November.
Just FYI.
15th.
It is third Friday, so that's a must. So October 18th.
So I'm
November
going to TLA.
15th.
I'm gonna go to
And I would say no to
TCA's in Austin this year.
And
The only
November 15th
problem with
before
TCEA, well, it
No,
depends on,
that's
because
right.
right now the train
Yeah,
station's shut down. and-
Oh,
it's
and
not.
the next
I think
day.
it's not. Yeah.
So I don't know when.
It'll probably go back. It'll get, oh yeah, they're not gonna want to miss out on all that.
Yes, get
Oh,
they'll
I
get it.
love riding the train and everybody.
January
Flowers.
Now that one is Friday before our holidays.
17th.
Before, I think before MLK.
I mean, we're technically not.
I'm just saying, if
Yeah,
you're
but-
thinking about like people not wanting to
Okay.
take a day off if they're already gonna have a day
Okay.
off. Or,
But it's a meeting, like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a meeting, I don't know.
hopefully. And then, when's TCEA? Should we not do one in February?
It's usually the first week.
Like
of
First week in
February.
I think we could still
February.
do it.
It's sometimes nice
I
to
still
debrief.
say do.
Yeah.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if maybe if we don't do that, you could do a virtual and it's about sharing.
March will be crazy.
I mean, you wanna do that.
February
Oh, yeah,
21st,
March.
March
yeah.
and February.
Yeah, February, the first week of February is
Spring break,
off.
how y'all's is, and then
TLA.
TLA.
Oh,
say
yeah,
skip
some know
April
March.
though, right?
Okay.
Is that April?
April,
No,
March.
March.
April.
TLA's in March this year.
yeah, and
Yeah.
April is really for those of us,
Testing.
like Xandra and I and Debbie, we're really, spending a lot of time with Capstone
Yeah.
in April.
Mhm.
It's gonna be hard for us because we're out of the library anyway, because we're grading presentations.
So
And I've
maybe-
got 6 sections this
You wanna be
year.
invited to that again?
Of what?
4 sections of seminar and 2 sections of caps, of
So we they listen, we
Wow.
record.
We have the,
Only one of each.
yeah, the research kids, they do a 20-minute presentation and oral question and defense.
We need to have.
Oh, it's really cool.
Okay, temporary closure of the downtown station through the end of 2019. So let's just hope, because you know, it is city done, that by February, it will be back open.
Start testing.
Perfect.
There's more testing on in May.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we can,
High school's in May.
fiddle with the dates later or do it.
I would say
You
you
know, I
probably
would
want to
just say
schedule
set
a
'em
May one,
up.
I'd like to do a May.
just to make sure that you're ready for.
Oh, yeah, I got
Yeah.
that. And I put another meeting possibly. I don't know, I thought it was fun going to Salado.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah, that was
fun.
fun.
That was fun.
Julie, I would just set them up, and then those of us that are like
Yeah.
special, like we have the thing with Capstone, if we can make a virtual, we'll make the virtual. If not, we'll just get on and read the notes, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. But,
So,
and I think even with the test, because if we did it on a Friday afternoon like we're doing it now,
There's not testing.
there's not usually testing on a Friday afternoon.
True.
So,
So I do all the AP testing, and there are.
There are.
well, no,
yes,
for AP,
yeah.
AP,
Yeah.
AP, there are.
In May.
But those are already published. You can see when the tests are
No, I
going to
know.
be.
should we,
So
maybe
we
we should
can
make
kinda
our
work
May
around
meeting
them.
later after the AP test.
They last forever.
They go on and on forever.
4 hours.
What about in early June instead of May, and then just as like a workup to the
Yeah, I'll
lit camp?
put,
So those of us that might not be able
possibly.
to.
Well, early June would be the week before.
Yeah.
The week before.
The week before, because it's the 10th, and so early June would be literally
Yeah, that might
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
be after all the graduations. Well, where do we
Which
want to
works
put
the
it?
days,
I
Monday the
can't remember, I
Do a week and a half?
It's just like before finals right now.
For Labor Day, I'm sure.
Oh, it's the 30th,
Yeah,
May
maybe
30th.
it's just like the.
I mean, not
They
Labor
would
Day.
ticket.
Maybe it's in September.
Memorial.
You a ticket?
I emailed Access and said, what did you put in this?
You could do it here.
I just
Memorial
Access.
Day.
And so she told me it was like
Before.
2 sentences. I just copied those 2 sentences, opened it.
Okay, where do y'all want to meet next?
Pasted, sent.
Should we ask the Round Rock High
Took me
School
30 seconds.
ladies?
Is it on the 18th?
Or why don't
Yes.
how about this?
I should ask
Round
first.
Rock.
Yeah.
This day or this day?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw out some dates, and then also, if you want to talk about the ACC idea?
Oh, yeah, I asked, Julie about maybe, okay. So did everybody get an email from
That's
ACC?
amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
That's so
I
cool.
reached back and said, thanks so much. Who did you send this to? Because I couldn't see. Did you send it to, because I couldn't tell that they sent it to y'all. And I said, and we have these new librarians, do you know about them? And they didn't, so then they sent it to them. But then, and I did not ask them this, but it just made me wonder, is that an opportunity for all the high school librarians to come and ask, would there be an opportunity to come over there, meet there, and then see, and I say meet there at the St. Gabriel campus. I was there in September, earlier this month. And it's an amazing campus, toured the library, but then also just, that's a meeting place. And it's, I think not only is it just a great idea, but just to meet, but it's a partnership. So maybe could there be somebody there to kind of talk about how we could partner together, and I believe that partnerships are.
We had them come to one of our ASD meetings. It's been a couple years ago.
So that means they could get everybody, I say at one time, but
Mhm.
but then at least you could take it back to your
That-
teams.
Anyway, I just thought like
Great,
the email and
yeah.
the resources that
Oh,
they
yeah.
had. I don't.
And they're looking for feedback, so maybe
Oh,
that's an
good.
opportunity to, so I love it.
I
So,
met with the ACC librarian from Round Rock.
Mhm.
She came to Vandergrift and she shared so many great resources,
it's great.
especially to use with U.S. history classes. And yeah, so I think
Just good for, I mean, so there could be, and that, again, that could be the opportunity that those that can come, you know, and then again, but if we do virtual, they can still listen and hear, and
How do they communicate, the librarians from ACC with the students? I mean, like,
So-
should we be the point of contact more?
so.
I
Like
could answer
on
your question.
October 28th, I think they're coming to the English classes at Vandergrift. So they coordinated that with the professor directly. She just CC'd me on it since we had met last year.
Did you get that thing from them?
You know,
I
they
don't know.
really want to partner. I think
just
they also
wonder how
don't want to, you know, so I think you have to say, would you be open? And then you kind of work it in the schedule as an opportunity.
And
And then maybe you're coordinating that, because maybe it's also bringing in the teachers.
Yes.
At the same time.
Did you get that email that says ACC library info for high school
Yeah,
library?
and
Yeah,
I
okay,
linked
alright.
that, their resource, they want us to look at their resource
Just wondered if the
for
kids look at them.
feedback,
Yes,
and it's a lot.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at, I actually asked him, I said, hey, I was wanting to set something up similar to this. And I said, do you mind if I borrow some of the stuff that's on there? And he sent back and he says, no, we'd love sharing it
Did
out.
they use LibGuides? Did they use LibGuides?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean like, okay.
Yeah,
You
so
mean
it was
like-
a LibGuide, and so I asked if I could borrow any of the information from their guide, and he said, absolutely, just, he said, just give the content attribution
Right.
to them, so.
I think would be also great too, maybe that's, and so yes, somebody reach out, maybe coordinate that, and maybe at that same time, there's an opportunity for everybody to kind of briefly share, even if it's written in advance, a little blurb about the things that you're doing to build connections, maybe links to your high school site, so they're all on one page, and they can look and see. And I also think it's good for us to all even see each other's, because we're all in different places, but I know we all want to help our kids as they move along, whether it's to higher education or in their public libraries. And so what does that look like? You know, what you're doing, that kind of thing. And it gives them insight, because they have a lot of students. They get a lot of students, and that's great for them. So
They do a lot of
I think the partnerships are important.
Well, I guess then I'll just email, then I'll see if there's one of these dates that works for them, or another.
Do you still see their director of libraries around? She used to be like a keynote for all.
Julie Tadera?
Yeah, it's just.
I haven't seen her. The last place I saw, where is here last? It's a smidge. I want to say,
Yeah, right.
I
haven't
have
seen
spring.
her in a
I want
while.
to say the spring I saw her.
Okay.
somewhere.
She still had,
Because then she went off to, well,
She was-
not off, she was ALA president.
Right, right, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
she was at that one.
I went to that one, but I didn't go last year.
I went last year. I don't know, that was somewhere, she was moderating a panel.
I don't remember where I came
I'm excited. This is Round Rock Library.
I know.
I've
They're
not been
awesome.
to any of the high
Tina Taylor
schools.
and
Yeah,
Superstar.
she is.
Superstar.
And she dressed cute.
And yeah, she's, gets a cute person award for sure.
Yeah,
While
she's the
we're,
dean of library services.
while we're talking about all our meetings and stuff, I put on there, do y'all have any other goals for our PLN? Anything you'd like to see different doing this year or like,
So,
or, you know, any thoughts?
so you guys have any thoughts? I'm wondering about, especially like around February, maybe conversations around preparations post high school. Like what are people doing and sharing? So maybe that's our teacher. What do you do to prepare kids beyond high school in your library? You know, because I know you all do some great things, and I mean everybody does, right? So maybe that's a future topic around then.
I actually have on my campus, have had some of the ACC professors come in and have me do some instruction in their classes because it's, they want to bring them to the library to use materials, so.
See, that would be a great like partnerships, those kinds of like, what are maybe something around partnerships, whether it's like ACC. I mean,
Yeah.
because I know different people work.
Well, and the professors were like, can we do that? Will you do that?
Do you
Like,
have a mix of professors and your own teachers?
yeah.
Okay.
So that would be great.
I
got
don't always know who
one,
the professors are. I need to figure that out.
yeah, we've got one teacher that also does ACC, and then the rest are ACC, are coming in from ACC.
They've separated us out. Our annex that used to have our DMC, all our ACC dual credit used to be over on the main campus, and they've shunted them all over to the annex, so it's half a mile away.
So it makes me wonder if, okay, so I'm gonna put a link on the doc. This is the ACC Library Services. It's Dean's Office and Library Services numbers. Don't know if there's a directory link on there that maybe just reach out to them directly. Because I feel like if we wait, like we're gonna keep waiting.
Well, and on their resource, it shows the three who are the dual credit, right?
Mhm.
Was it Kristen or somebody?
Well, it's
That's
on
what I
that
meant with.
Yeah.
email. They're all on email, right?
And they
Just
also
email.
have a 24-hour chat
James, Kristen, and Mary.
that I've used before to, like.
It really
general-
works, right?
Yeah, to get
Help means help.
quick access. Is it 24 hours? I don't know.
Mary
used it in the
Higgins,
morning.
Kristen Putten, and James.
To
Higgins.
get quick access
And
to
they
the
all
list
really
of
cute
books.
too.
They did.
Was it 24?
People
But it was a chat.
Yeah.
I've never.
Well, it'd be good to kind of, and those are the, if we met with them, like, those are the good conversations about like, well, tell us what you do, who's where, because you don't know. You might not see them.
And since they do have so many students, one thing that they're really good at is creating fun videos that teach.
The fake news video is good. It's like
Yeah, that's good.
participatory.
And I
That's-
love that they're
Yeah.
really, I mean, their videos teach, but they're like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Super
Super
short,
short, super
And that,
engaging.
that should be one of my
You get the
GrowGo's
message
tools,
across.
that when I make videos, that I can keep it to 3 minutes.
Yeah, the longer you get, yeah, for sure.
That's how I feel, yeah, any of us. when
Texas
you're
State
watching.
has
Elgin.
good videos too. Their writing center has good
Really?
videos.
The
Who's writing
Rock
center?
Center's amazing.
Yeah, each of those librarians are Elgin, Round Rock, and somewhere else.
Riverside.
Riverside.
Wondering about anything around just tools and how you're reimagining, like, you've got your little fab lab you're setting up, which is great because middle school has one, so now the kids will get to come into another one that's even higher end. So like, what does that look like? And
I had an idea, but just feel free to stab me.
okay, first of all, you got to stop with the negative.
I know.
Okay, just tell, yeah.
Okay, well,
Stab you.
Like, that's like,
for saying
like that's already like,
Yeah,
not to mention like that's
love
actually
that.
physically not okay.
Stab you with a Cupid's arrow.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I thought it'd be cool. I've always thought it would be cool to have like a librarian, like, and maybe it already exists, like a collective
website where we can like guest blog and share resources and stuff like that. I don't know, but it
Curate.
also could have like when we were doing our webinar the other day.
That was such an awesome webinar.
Oh,
I learned
did you
so
watch it?
many
What was the
things.
webinar?
I didn't watch it live.
can't-
I
I
saw it
can't watch
recording
it.
the next day. It was
I
so
cringed. I watched
good.
it when they sent it out, and I was like,
Oh, it was
Oh, I
perfect.
know. I'm not even gonna watch it.
What was the
So
topic?
good.
What was the topic?
Upgrade your secondary library.
Oh.
Where is it? Send us a link.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I'll link it on there, Kara.
Theoretically.
What a thumbs up.
Well,
But people seemed really excited
I
about.
think it's the, you assume people don't, like, but there's even like one or two little ideas make a difference.
Right.
So
That's what
don't
we were
knock
hoping.
yourself.
It's like
True. Chaos theory. Every reaction is a reaction.
Yeah, but people seem really excited about this, like sharing the stuff. Like,
What was the stuff?
like you know, like like a display, like display
It's library
material.
tourism. It
Just
is.
like,
That's right.
you know,
well, and I think the thing is in like where I'm at right now, and I need to talk to you to see if you worked through any of this stuff. I'm trying to figure out feasibility to continue, because like my budget can't absorb 2,500 kids using supplies from the Fab Lab for free. So I have to figure out how to
Oh, that's a
continue-
good topic.
make it
So add it on the
make it something that's sustainable, especially seeing as, you know, and I'm sitting here and I called the bookkeeper and I said, okay, so let's talk about how we have to do this. If I start charging for all of this stuff, is it taxable? Is it not taxable? How does it have to be
Oh, yeah.
reported through the district? All of that sort of stuff. So, I mean, those are things like, I mean, I'd love to hear from somebody that's already gone through some of this stuff, you know?
yeah, just kind of like a one-stop shop of all the different topics. Maybe if I drink a lot of coffee one day, I'll update our little CTX Lib website, like little tabs. And then we could just add in little, it doesn't have to be fancy, but just.
We're gonna put here, I'll find a place for you.
Drop it on in.
So, like, if you sell pencils and stuff, that's taxable.
Well, I'm assuming, we're not
Because
allowed
I-
anymore. I used to.
but do you
Yeah.
sell them for a
And we do the
profit?
math.
Or is it?
No, like, if
Well,
you
it's
have like the
basically
vending
breaking
machine or you,
And
But
I
see-
have a store and it's taxable.
Yeah, but see, like, when we used to charge for printing, we don't anymore in the district, but when we used to charge for printing, like, that was taxable. And, you know, and I was like, I just need to know, I don't
Your
care.
campus is allowed to non-tax
Right.
fundraisers, and most people use it for like.
But see, where this is not technically a fundraiser, because I'm not planning on
It's
making.
a
It's not a
a profit on
fundraiser,
it.
but if you're
supplies.
using that money to
Yeah.
like replenish, it's considered a
At the
fundraiser.
bottom of the page.
So,
found it?
but we're only allowed, and here's the
Lab
thing,
fees.
And the-
Seriously,
yeah, lab
classes
fees.
have lab fees.
Yeah. But I mean, the fundraiser thing is, it can't be a fundraiser, or the district will limit me to 2.
Right.
And that means I will only have 2 days a year that I can
Yeah.
charge for.
Right,
This
yeah, that's
stuff.
not gonna work.
No, so it
Lab
can't work
fees
for
is
that.
your best bet.
So,
So let's
it's
chat
a
some more.
program.
I could give you,
okay, thank
Becky
you.
Bird's leaving at the end of the year.
Yes,
We
I knew
really
that.
need to take that knowledge out of her.
Yes, my bookkeeper that has been here forever is leaving also at the end of the year.
Okay, yeah, let's talk
So,
real soon. Okay, we'll set up.
That's
some
why I'm
time.
working on this now.
Good idea, okay.
But yeah, because that's one of the first things that you brought up, Becky, when we were starting this group, was how are we going to curate and archive all the things that we talk about? So I don't know, it might be kind of fun to share out. I don't know, just a thought,
Like
just an
a
idea.
It's something that's
Like somebody
open,
that
like a
sponsors
website, or
Yeah, like
something that's
our-
closed,
You can get a
like
donation,
Google Drive.
totally. You just
It
gotta
would be,
find that person.
like, I would probably link
They
up
can make a
Google Drive
donation.
folders on the
Another
website.
thing, school
Kind of
store.
little, like, 'cause it's a
You can
Google
also do
Drive.
We do not have a school store.
Yeah, I will say.
They shut ours.
They shut ours down because it wasn't,
Well, it's not somebody has to take care of that.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'll think about that, converting
So
our
what
little
else?
website.
Anybody do anything around SEL?
Yes.
I've been trying.
We haven't really gotten into that. I know Round Rock's been doing a lot with that. They've got the books that they're learning in the libraries. So maybe that's gonna make it great to share, because we've not really done with that, anything with that. I mean, we are as a district, but us as a group.
Yeah.
Other than what we've gotten to the council.
Gail has that Cameron's collection.
Yeah, I
Have you
have
heard about
that.
that? Yeah, I have that, but they just did an upgrade. And
They
if
did?
you do, yes, and if you buy the upgrade, there's some professional development that they're throwing in with it. We don't have a district-wide person like Austin does. I took a session at TCEA with, oh no, it was TLA, with your Austin social emotional person. I think Round Rock has it also. They were both together, yeah. We don't have something like that, but we had a Girl Scout who propped up her gold award in my library, and she called it the Harbor, and it was a social emotional corner, and she lobbied all the student organizations to get shoeboxes that were like plastic shoeboxes that she gave them. They decorated the shoeboxes and put in squishy toys and plush toys and adult coloring books and kind of positive messages and just like cute, beautiful little takeaways. And we had that there, and we had a bulletin board of a bunch of resources and QR coded things about, you know, poetry and suicide prevention stuff. But since we did the redo, we had to kind of put a different iteration of that up, and I'm going to make it a little more streamlined, a little more QR coded. But we have a corner that's just a beautiful corner, and I have the picture books for everyone in that corner to kind of like be an icebreaker and kind of like a, you know, sit down, pictures are worth 1,000 words, kind of page through, feel the beginning, middle, and end, you know, nostalgic or recreating memories. And it's just, it's comforting. It's a comforting little corner. And that's what we're doing. And I want to grow that, of course. We
I
need
have
to
sign up for one of our dates.
Oh, and
so we
it
can
did
come back.
influence our school nurse to have a school nurse corner in the school nurse's office of social emotional. Very, very much
I
modeled
think
after that
that
Girl Scout.
that's my goal, my
Yeah.
official goal this year is to have, I don't know, SEL kind of make her together.
Yeah, what kind of compassionate kind of
Yeah,
making?
But some of mine, I mean, like right now, it's just, I bought the big coloring sheet from Five Below, and you put it on a table, and they're so happy.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
and I've always
Yeah.
wondered
Well,
too,
like,
yeah, they
yeah.
will, they don't, it's good for
Yes.
them. I think
And then they
about,
can take kind of like passive, I do a lot of passive
Yeah.
programming.
I think too, like, so when there is sudden death
Yes.
of a student in high school, like, our libraries are shut down.
Yeah, we
Does
are
it become the
too.
memorial meeting
Yeah,
place?
and I'm not gonna fight that battle, because I get it.
No,
You've got the
no,
space.
no.
But what I
I
wonder is that an opportunity for the librarians to have like those kinds of things, like maybe there's a coloring station that's around that person and they could write a letter or create a bookmark or have a rock, or, I mean, like, what could that be, right? Because I feel like it's shut down, and like, I mean, you guys get some work time, which is great, but I mean, what can you do with that space? It's such a big
Yeah.
space to
They
give
bring in
students the
stuff.
opportunities
We do have
to,
the SEL, we go.
that's
bring in,
around
like,
that to
that's a
help,
great idea.
you know, process that grief, because it's a lot for kids. It's a lot for an adult, so it's.
Yeah, we got shut down. We had a very sad thing happen last year, but I found that, I don't know, when something tragic happened when I was in middle school, I feel like the kids really did flock, and of course they feed into some of them do, you know. But in high school, I felt like a lot of the kids, I don't know, they must have dealt with it, and we didn't have a lot of kids come in.
I think it
And the
might be ugly in
whole-
public with crying
Yes,
and
and the
stuff.
whole, you know, my whole big space is closed, and finally, like day 2.5, I'm like, this isn't, but they bring in
Yeah.
great stuff, they're
They
very
need to be
planned,
in smaller.
and I so get the.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Well, and that's the
Private
feedback
areas.
that I even got after our last one a few years ago, because one of the teachers wanted to come in here, and she said, I didn't want to sit there and break down and whatever with
Yeah.
other
We had
kids
teachers go to
in the
they go to
library,
different
but,
places.
you know, everybody was here, but I think
Have
that
a
was the
Zen room
feedback
for
that I
adults.
found out even from some kids, is they didn't want to come in here where they could break down in front of people.
Yes.
You know?
Right.
Well,
It's
vulnerability,
personal.
exposing
That's their
vulnerability,
personal
yeah.
thing, so.
And I think for high school kids, it's a little harder to do that than it is for
I don't know,
middle
I
school
think
or
I think it
elementary.
kind of depends on the situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because last year, we had a death, and he was so beloved by everybody on campus that it was just packed for about 2.5 days. And it just, like, I couldn't have been anyplace else.
Yeah.
And they consoled themselves in groups. It was the weirdest thing. They just, I mean.
So I know the need for this.
We've had the
space.
different too. We brought a skateboard ramp into the middle of the library, and it was, I mean, the family came, the whole school was doing it. They were riding on the skateboard ramp, they were leaving, we would always drink Monsters, they were leaving Monsters on it. It was,
Wow.
wow.
Well, I think sometimes it's also the circumstances of the passing.
Yeah,
So
well,
really
this was a
does.
single car accident,
No,
but,
I'm-
yeah, but I mean, even even like this happened in December, and then when yearbooks came out, we actually ended up getting shut down for a little while because the school provided 2 yearbooks. One parents were divorced, one for mom and one for dad, and kids just flocked in to sign yearbooks.
Oh. Um, But that's so powerful, and
It's hard to move.
it's hard to move away from that.
I wouldn't find it, I don't have a good space for like a student corner or your.
Well, see, and that's what you'll notice because any corner is gonna hide, it's gonna, because
Visibility.
all my shelving's on the wall. I don't have corners. I literally don't have
So
corners.
that would be,
That's a
so,
beautiful little space over there by the
Yeah,
window,
yeah.
with the
Yeah.
archway and
Yeah.
stuff.
that's the best spot.
That's lovely.
Yeah, that's the best spot.
But, well, I was thinking we could do the tour in like 10 minutes, and like, you can, if you could think of anything you want to show us or anything you want feedback on, so just kind of be thinking. But I forgot something very important, and who is going to feed us at our next meeting? Do you all have any ideas for vendors? I mean, we need to look back
Well,
at
we've
our
got a new
list.
Mackin person. I'm thinking maybe Mackin could come, and then that way Twan could introduce.
Well, who have we used already?
Her.
So we
So
kind of,
we-
it'd be
we
good,
have
because I think that'd be another good thing to kind of get them
She
rescheduled
She
and.
seemed interested when I met with her. Oh, yeah, Overdrive. I want to talk
So I
about
met with
Overdrive.
the 2 guys yesterday. I met
Oh.
with,
They wanted to come, Becky, can you, I'm like, I am booked all day, and I was free earlier in the week, missed it.
Well, because.
I don't know what they wanted to talk about, though, like, I just met one of them.
the big boss, Jack Darden, I think. Yeah, he used to teach at my school. And so he wanted to see some of the old faces, and I took him around a little bit, but
That's Overdrive?
it's Overdrive. I have Overdrive.
Yeah.
I've had it for years. You know, I've used it. I mean, I'm talking 2008 to like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years. And it was big money, and the
Yeah, it's
district was
huge.
spotting us,
Yeah.
and no one used it. And so it went away. Got a new tech director, and last year I lobbied to bring it back just because some of the titles and publishers were only available through Overdrive, and it was expensive, but we wanted to try it. Hasn't had a lot of usage. I wasn't going to renew. And okay.
They did? I want it for free.
I don't know.
Well, you don't
Okay.
have to pay every year though. If you've already
You did
purchased the
have
titles.
to. You had
Back in
to.
2008, but not anymore.
You
Well,
had
when
to
we
do
started, it was
recently, and they
You
said,
pay, and
"You
half of it
changed
was for a
Texas."
collection, and half of it for,
Yes.
because we're big users.
Well, they had it structured so you had to keep building. Like you had this I think it was like $5,000 or something. They were expecting you to buy $5,000 worth of new
That's why I asked that question. Right,
Uh-huh.
but I think it's changed.
But no longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you
said no
don't have
anyway.
to, and you don't have to do like a maintenance fee or anything?
Yeah.
No, but the thing.
No,
is
we
that
don't pay
your
a maintenance fee. It's
titles
all-
are
everything
gonna
we
go
pay is
away
all
after, depending on the lending
The problem is, and here's the thing that we're experiencing right now, is the money that we're dedicating towards it is basically just high usage books that we're having to renew because of the way that they have restructured the buying, the purchasing, the material. And so like your lease expires after whatever you choose, whether it's 26 or 1 year or whatever.
And that's said by the publisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, for us, like all of our money, we're having to renew all these books that are having high usage, so we don't have as much money to
Get new stuff?
get new stuff. Yes. And so like we're experiencing a little bit of an issue because you can't continue to get people interested in going to that collection if you don't put new stuff in it.
So the Sora, do you already use the Sora platform?
Yeah, I don't like
I have the
it.
classic still, and they were talking about how it's kind of that one-stop shopping.
I do
we
like
have
that.
an LT1
I do like how
Y'all
the
have
Sora
Classly?
works.
Yeah?
You know,
You're
It's
using
just-
it and liking it?
I
It's
like how it
elementary
works.
looking.
It just looks elementary, but
Okay.
no, the usability is way
Better.
better.
Okay.
It is
Then-
better than it used to be.
I
Yes.
just wish they had a different interface that didn't look so elementary.
Right.
Yeah.
The little plane.
The little
Yeah.
plane, yeah.
Yeah.
Little rocket.
Rocket.
Whatever it is, it looks elementary.
The airborne flying it in.
What's that?
No, you're playing today.
Could you like, could you all change?
Yeah, it's a little spaceman dude.
Secondary
Yeah.
space.
And we survived.
Which actually,
That's the Sora.
that's weird because the rest of that, I think the elementary librarians like Mac's interface better.
Yeah, but they're talking about the actual app, what
Yeah.
it looks like.
The actual app.
The interface is the same.
Yeah, but once I open it, it doesn't.
Yeah,
look
right.
like
The only thing
It's just
elementary
a
is the little guy.
Just a little guy on the app.
Let me see, do you have, let me see.
Maybe something that's like Mamba.
That's Overdrive?
Because that's through the Sora app.
But has a name too?
That could be.
She has a name.
Some schools
I'm
like.
learning so many
Could be
different
like
names.
free QR code campaigns or like, it's like Library Xerox right now. I want the best suggestion. Are you?
Yeah,
ready?
but they're
The
not.
Lord.
Oh, we should totally rename
Oh,
our
we select-
printer.
We have a joint, that's good. We have a joint,
Ours is BT1302.
Library, it's not library, it's also friendly or.
Oh, I know.
Join together. And the kids
We have too many library teachers, and I'd like for them to do that with us.
And I'm gonna keep you guys on this, everything's gotta be.
Yeah.
Maybe then they would know.
Okay, so you know what that is?
Yeah, it's, what did he call it? They called it something. It's, like a,
Rename it, choose this one.
because I said, why do you have this little airplane? It's not an airplane, it's, they told me what it was. I'm like,
I wanna.
like a Japanese, well, that kind of,
Um,
weird.
Well, the other
Not
thing is
getting that.
Uh,
Not getting that at all.
Yeah.
So we have a link on here for Gales, which Becky recommended last year. It was really good. If y'all click that email, you could get on the interest list to go to that, and it's in Austin this year.
So we don't send everybody because you have to pay. Wait, no, that's free.
It's free.
It's a sub thing because
Yeah.
like, I mean, right, it is free. So, I mean, because, I mean, like, I don't want a library to not have somebody, but
Greater Austin area.
literacy symposium.
Information.
Is there a website?
Oh, yeah.
There is, that's the form, but there's a website.
I Googled it, there was a website, but it was last year.
Last year.
So you can look at it to just kind of see what they had.
Send you something.
So the date is February 21st.
It was
Oh,
good
shoot.
last year.
It's the date of,
Love to have
what was,
like
wasn't that the week we were thinking about doing a different date?
A couple of y'all. Ago.
So we can't, if we can't have a PLN on February 21st, because that's Gail's. Good call.
I didn't see this. So I'm just saying I'm interested in going.
Depends on what it is always.
Ooh, let's do Valentine's Day and then we can all, not that I will
Be
be
gone
gone have
for
a
that.
date with my sons.
Be
probably.
gone for that,
Be
yeah.
gone for that, I can't.
Hey, that's always a good day to be
Yeah,
on, isn't
right
it?
there.
Okay, well,
It's always a good day to make sure you're there.
okay, so I'm gonna put February 14th. Heart. Heart.
Are you
Okay.
gonna put the little thing in the three?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Something
It
you better
happened.
bring chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make my Gail, my assistant, make something. Did y'all have her thing that she made?
I was strong, but it looked good.
I was strong.
Oh, man.
She is the best baker.
Well, did we cover everything? And then we have some tabled stuff for future. We have lots of future topics.
And maybe also send that out for other people that weren't here and get to add to it.
I sent an email at the beginning of our meeting to everybody.
Julie, for the goals for the PLN, so it was a website, is that?
Was there anything else?
We didn't really say.
Or I think when we set goals, we came up with topics.
Yeah.
Okay, see.
Are any of y'all
topics
doing
below.
anything with the YALSA Teen Choice books?
Is that thing where they vote?
I'm trying this year. I've never done it before, but I put up a display. I've got a computer that's dedicated for it.
What does it give the Elsa vote for the?
I did send it out to my,
Yeah.
I did send it out and reminded my book club kids.
There's 25 books on the list, and they publish the list. They narrow it down to 10, and it's all student or teen
Yeah.
vote.
Top
What is
10
that deadline?
nominees.
There's 25 nominees, and they choose the top 10.
When's the deadline?
The 15th of October?
I think it's coming out, it's usually right now, like.
Yeah, it's open right now. Their voting is open.
Oh, okay.
But it's, I mean, it's books kids
That's
read,
a great idea.
but it's,
Thank you for reminding me. Yes.
It's a good.
It's popular titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put a display up for the first time, and like I said, I'm putting a computer that's dedicated, just that it stays on that site for them to
Makes
come
it
and
easy.
vote.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
that's a good idea.
So,
That's good.
I'd like to be person on the rotations.
You are? You're one?
No, I applied.
Oh,
I
good.
haven't gotten,
Yeah.
but I filled out the form and everything to do the face, but I need to do the facial listing. So we'll see what they say. And I think the hardest question I had on there was the one that says, of what's on the current list, which book would you have not put on there and why? And I picked the graphic novel version of Speak, because I said so many kids have read Speak, that I think that there are so many other graphic novels out there that would have been a good choice to get another graphic novel on there, rather than one that was just a reworking of an existing novel.
I don't know, I think that there was something said for that, but also that one is such a powerful book, and,
Well, it
you know,
is,
with
but
new kids coming up, it's,
But that-
format change that.
It is a different generation
Yeah.
almost at this point.
That's true.
But that
I met her
one,
at TLA and she gave me a
Oh.
signed book and I
yes,
cried.
me too, yes.
She's gonna be at South by.
there was that, it was, let me get to my Goodreads. I forgot the title, name of the title, but it was a graphic novel that I got through my junior library guild that I thought was way more,
Oh, the LGBTQ one that we just got?
no,
Okay.
it was
What
one
about
that
The
you got
Handmaid's
last
Tale?
year.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought that one's good.
Yeah.
Holy, it is good, but it's pretty graphic.
Oh, how can you get around?
I
Well,
know.
no, I just meant somebody was saying like maybe some things aren't meant to be a graphic novel. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
I haven't
See,
looked
that's
at it.
when
I
you
didn't
get
look.
the
I love the
complaints.
book. I love the
Like, 'cause
show.
you can't
Show
make the kid
expresses
see it.
I can't.
Next year, that's what.
I didn't only watch season one. I came right frame with my
My
husband.
only
so I watched it.
book
But no, I
challenge was
respect, I love
Flash.
everything.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah,
it
no,
was
I
on the
mean, have you
average
gotten the
list
sequel yet?
years
I
ago.
did. I have a teacher, she's so excited because she put herself on the Holmes list and also.
Lighter Than My Shadow.
And I've got her.
Lighter Than My Shadow.
Was the other one that you thought?
That was the one that I thought, because it covers a similar type of topic,
Yeah.
but it's different. It's not something kids have probably already read before, say in an English class, because so many English classes now are reading Speak and stuff. But Lighter Than My Shadow is about a girl that has an eating disorder, and so she's not eating. And it's really good the way they depict it, because she looks at herself and she sees herself, I mean, she's like stick thin, but her shadow is fat, you know, and so because that's how she views herself. And then her dad and her parents get her into a therapist, and her dad finds this therapist that does things in a different way. Come to find out, when he's doing these type of hypnosis things on her, he's molesting her.
oh,
And so he tries to go a little bit further with her at one point, and so then she realizes that, then it causes her to become bulimic, and yeah, so, and it does have some nudity in it, but the nudity lends itself to the plot. It's not nudity just for nudity's sake, you know, and it's not graphic in the whole part of the.
No more than an anatomy.
No,
book or
no, yeah,
no
in the
Roman
piece where she's getting molested, that's not, but it's like, you know, there'll be an image where she's standing in front of her mirror looking at herself, seeing herself as being fat.
Yeah.
And she's naked while she's looking at herself in the mirror, so. But I thought that would have been a better choice than Speak, so that's what I put on that question.
That's a
So-
good response. I'd vote for you.
So hopefully they'll like what I put on there and choose me. So.
Let us know, we'll keep us posted.
Y'all ready for the tour?
Yes.
But first, we were talking about the book battle.
So I mentioned
yeah,
to some of you at the CTX, so for the first time ever last year, Austin ISD, we did a battle of the books with the high schools.
really?
And I will tell you, it's grassroots. I mean, it started very simply. We invited, I mean, everybody was invited, so there's 12 schools. We had 5 participate. We had so much fun. And so I'll get more information together, but I would be glad to welcome any of you. We did it in March, right, that should probably be similar, right before spring break, before it gets really crazy. It was 10 books, and so each of the librarians, they're picking a book. Mostly, there were 2, actually we did have 2 nonfiction, but mostly it was fiction. And we try to cover most genres. And we did it just, I mean, it was like trivia, like,
Was it on the weekend?
no, we did it on a school day. Because our
They
kids are
bust.
so busy.
Yes.
School bus.
Yes, and it was like a Wednesday morning, we were at Austin High School, and it was like 2 hours, we got pizza donated, we had some book people donated some ARCs and stuff like that. How do we choose the books?
Yeah.
So right now, it was set up, we're doing it like we did last year, and each librarian is putting a first choice and a second choice. And I, feel comfortable with that. And we kind of just went there with first choice. We always, I don't know, it really was realistic heavy last year, and so some of the kids were like, does everything have to be, they wanted fantasy. I pick a fantasy to put as my choices, but I'm not a big fantasy reader, but I'm trying to, I'm gonna pick something good. But if you guys have any that you loved over the summer, like titles, I'll send an email out and send it my way, and then it could either be my choice, and then it could be, but it was just, we were trying to do we first wanted like Taysha's award winners, but we kind of got away from that. But we did try to pick some that weren't brand new, so you could get paperbacks.
Right.
And I just used my book club, and they loved it. It's teams of 5, 2 alternates.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my brain is going, because I want to have a book club too, but like, I've been so,
Yes, I
this
know.
year, I'm
My
like,
book club
how am I
is
gonna do
meeting
it? How am I
now
gonna pick
with
books?
guests.
What am I gonna do?
A guest substitute
Oh,
sponsor.
see, my book club meets at lunch, and I can't ever meet with them because we're so busy at lunch.
Well, we've got that advocate period, we call it den here. And so on Friday afternoons, it's club days, or Fridays is club days. So my book club meets every other Friday during that time slot. So it's a 50-minute slot.
B-Day for book club.
But I will cook-
A-Day
I'll
for
be
piano, guitar, DJ.
So, can I ask a question? I'm seeing a surge in kids asking for horror.
Yes.
Yes.
Are y'all seeing it
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Halloween
Because
is
Halloween
really
is
decorating the
coming.
No, I don't even
targets.
think it's that.
No,
It's-
yeah, you're asking for it.
I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
Well,
genre,
yes, but I think
I
there
think
is
the
a,
thriller suspense genre is
Yes.
taking off.
yeah, I think so too.
They scare me.
They wanted to be
I don't
scared.
do it, I don't do killer clowns, so,
Don't talk about
you know, it's fun,
But
no.
I'll send out more info
Oh, no, I have a research kid that wants to do a film analysis paper over it, and I'm like,
Have you
Sorry.
seen the pug dressed up like the Chucky? Oh my gosh, that's
All right,
so
Like, hey, nothing to lose, all to gain, he's gonna try, right? That's funny.
Yes, lots of sports.
Oh,
That's all I want.